So back-to-back wins for Manchester United. Neither will travel to Upton Park, which is definitely a tough task taking on Sam Allardyce's team. We're going to talk about the way both teams are going to play here on Let's Talk Tactics. So first, let's talk about Manchester United. 6 goals from their last 2 games, and it comes down to the way they've been attacking and the way they've been getting the balls in the box. If you want to look really quick, we're going to talk to the fans at Full-Time Devils, and let's hear from them, basically, how the fans at the United camp feel about the last 2 performances.
We are playing West Ham on Sunday. We've thrashed Cambridge. We've destroyed Leicester at their own game. Football. Gaz,
yes.
We're seeing signs of progression, or are we?
Yeah, I think we are. I mean, when you've got a manager like Van Gaal, it sort of feels like he's learning more about his players every single day, innit? So there's always going to be some sort of progression there, and I sort of feel like we're starting to try new things, and Van Gaal is starting to learn new things about the team. I mean, he came out recently and said we're not going to be playing this 3 at the back as much anymore. We're going to switch to a 4-4-2 because he's obviously learned that his players play better like that. And I've seen certain things in recent games where players are trying stuff that, you know, a bit of flair, something unexpected, and that is something that we didn't see at all at the start of the season. So yeah, I definitely think we're progressing a bit.
So you can see things are starting to get picked up around Manchester. Fans are starting to regain faith in Manchester United's attacking ability. I don't think they've been tested as much at the back. We'll see what will happen against West Ham with the likes of Andy Carroll, who is always a handful to play against. But let's talk about what they've been doing better in their last couple of games before we go into what they're going to do against West Ham. So what they've been doing is basically kicked Valencia to right back, which is a huge bonus for me. I always talk about him as being a weak link. Not defensively, he does an okay job, but trying to get the balls in the box, Valencia will always hit the first man or he'll overhit it. And it's not what you need at Manchester United. You need to get the ball into the danger area and use your strength, which is the likes of Falcao and Van Persie in the box. If you notice against Leicester, they managed to get the ball directly into Van Persie, who made a run in behind and put it in the back of the net. Against Cambridge, the ball got wide to Di Maria, got down the line, whipped it across. Fellaini was at the back post, headed it back, and Mata managed to put the ball in the back of the net. So Manchester United will definitely try to utilise their width, get the balls in the box against West Ham. West Ham are caught basically isolated whenever that man's Song is taken away from the back, from in front of the back 4, because he does a great job of protecting them. So what I'm going to highlight is that Manchester United need to try and find a way to draw Song out. I talked about this in the Full-Time Devils Tactics video as well. If they draw Song out and get this space on, like plenty of space in here for the likes of Di Maria, whether you start with Falcao, Rooney, or Van Persie, try and get the ball played in there. One man that I want to highlight who will be essential off the bench. If he doesn't start, he will still be essential, but if he doesn't start, I think he'll be essential come off the bench as Juan Mata. Let's take a quick look at his performance so far. He got the goal against Cambridge. As we know at the start of the season, against Liverpool, he was notable with a goal and an assist. He's not been as on form with his goals and assists lately, but I think against West Ham, this is the correct setting for him, because I think Manchester United will start with Fellaini. They'll go with Daley Blind, and Fellaini will play in the middle of the park because Song's physical. You need Fellaini to boss it in there with Di Maria, Rooney, probably Falcao and Van Persie. But once you start to find space in there, probably in the second half, I would bring on Juan Mata, because he does a great job of linking up the midfield, taking the ball into space, bringing guys who are wide into play, like Di Maria for the Cambridge goal, and I think he'll be essential for them in that instance. So let's take a quick look at West Ham before we conclude the clip. So West Ham, as you know, as I just said, Manchester United, I don't think they've been tested so much defensively, specifically against Leicester and Cambridge, and West Ham need to go back to doing what they're good at, and that's getting the ball into the feet of Andy Carroll, having him play as that last man and working those around him. So if you look at the formation they had here in the last game against Liverpool, what I found is that they got caught out when Song was caught too far up the field or was drawn out of position. The likes of Sterling could stem for the middle. You need to make sure that Song is going to sit right here. He's so good at doing that job, minus his World Cup mishap, as we all know. But he's done a great job so far this season, West Ham's stronghold in that midfield. Keep him there to protect if the likes of Mata, Di Maria or Rooney drop into this area, and just try and frustrate Manchester United and hit them on the counter-attack. This is a good Manchester United team that are in form after QPR and Leicester, but they're still Manchester United's defence. They haven't signed anyone, minus a youngster at Bolton. They're still going to be weak from wide areas. I would make sure to get it wide, test, look short of Valencia at the back, and get the ball into the box quick, because Andy Carroll up against Chris Smalling or Jones or Evans, I fancy Andy Carroll in the air all day in there if you get the ball in the box. So it could be a tough test for Manchester United, but I still think they will sneak it with a 1-0 victory at Upton Park. We'll see what the results go after the weekend. Make sure to leave your comments in the section below. Let me know what you thought of our analysis. Subscribe to TYT Sports. We got you covered in all tactics from all the major leagues.